Well, hello, this is Nitin Dahad with the Times. I'm here in San Francisco at the Arm Everywhere conference with Mohamed Awad. Mohamed, hello, how are you?
Nitin, great to see you.
So last time we spoke it was OCP.
I think so, yeah.
In San Jose. Today is a big day for you, big
Huge,
announcement.
huge day.
Arm launching its AI CPU.
Yeah, Arm AGI
CPU.
Arm AGI CPU, super exciting day. You know, there's a bunch packed into that. I mean, first and foremost, it's our first foray into physical silicon, so we're now actually selling silicon in addition to our IP and compute subsystems, so customers can come to us, continue to buy IP from us, continue to buy compute subsystems, and we've added now a semiconductor, a silicon offering, targeted specifically at the data center, 136 Neoverse V3 cores based on the same CSS we make available to everybody else. What else can I tell you about it? DDR5, PCIe 6, supports CXL 3.0. So
I mean, that must have taken. There's two things that I wanted to ask you. How long did it take to develop that? But also, what was the initiative from a custom point of view? And I think Meta came up on stage.
Yeah.
Was it the Meta push, or was it generally you were going that way and Meta just happened to be in the right place at the right time?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, what we're doing is we're addressing an underserved market. You know, customers have pushed us into this. They've asked us to do it. You know, Arm's business model has always been to go develop, you know, products which, you know, we see consistency, you know, across multiple customers looking for, so that they can amortize the cost across them. And this is just the same. We started with IP, we then moved to CSS, and this is really just an extension of that same philosophy.
And I think I've seen generally in the industry over the last 5 to 10 years that the chip companies moving up the stack, and obviously Arm has been moving up the stack, and this is the pinnacle of that at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, you know, listen.
And the value chain.
The reality is technology is getting more and more expensive. Time scales are shrinking. Certainly in the age of AI, you know, you got to keep you got to keep close to the software. You got to get the products out faster. The stakes for messing up are that much more, you know, higher. And so it makes a lot of sense to, you know, to engage and kind of fill those gaps where appropriate.
Well, I remember the Arm IPO, the prospectus. You know, the $725 million to develop a 2-nanometer chip. You know, that stat was in there. Obviously, it's very expensive to develop AI chips, generally, and custom chips. But what you're doing is you're providing that acceleration for customers that want to get that agentic AI workload addressed.
Absolutely. I mean, the way to think about this, right, and I think this is where Arm's business model is so unique. If you are a consumer of technology, you can now come to Arm and you can take IP from us, you can take a compute subsystem, you can take Arm AGI CPU, or you can take some combination of all of them to go realize whatever your system aspirations are. That is unique to Arm. You know, we are uniquely positioned to do that.
Yeah, and I mean, the other thing everybody was talking about in the industry was, Arm's competing with its own customers, but actually, when I was talking to people on the show floor here, and you've got the whole, like a bunch of people here in the ecosystem, and you showed on your slides, the one thing you said in your presentation was we're providing customers with the optionality, but I think also talking to people here, they're saying, well, it's giving us that additional push, like with Positron, with others, giving that additional push that we need to get to market faster.
Absolutely. Listen, these systems are getting more and more complex, and for some customers it's going to make sense for them to take IP or take compute subsystem, and we're completely supportive of that, and we're going to continue to support them, and we're going to look forward to do everything we can to make them successful. For other customers, they're going to want silicon off the shelf because they either don't want to, can't, or choose to invest otherwise. And in that case, they should be, you know, they shouldn't be restricted from getting all the benefits that Arm, you know, in the data center gives you.
And I don't expect you to answer this question, but and again, don't feel you have to answer, but if a customer comes and says, okay, should I license or should I buy the? I think they're two different questions, aren't they?
I don't think it's. I think a customer knows if they want a license or if they want to buy. I mean, certainly we will put all of the options on the table. But listen, going off and building a piece of silicon is not something for the faint of heart.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, it's expensive. It requires a lot of resources. It requires incredible commitment. And the only customers that are really going to be able to be successful at it are those that have the scale, have a clear differentiation that they're driving to, and are willing to put up the opportunity cost. And I think, for customers like that, we are more than willing to support them because it broadens the Arm ecosystem. If they're developing products based on Arm and porting their software over to Arm and embracing the Arm ecosystem, that's good for our overall business.
Yeah.
There are other customers who just don't have the ability to go make those investments. And for those customers, we now say we have an option.
Now you've been at Arm for a while. This like exciting times for you because I mean I've heard of all kinds of things like Arm 2.0 and whatever. What does it mean for you in this journey?
I mean, it's exciting because you know we've obviously been building up to it and thinking about it, and you know worked really hard to get the product to this point. The team's worked incredibly hard. And they've done such a fantastic job. So that makes it exciting. On the other hand, it's a moment in time, right? This is part of the 35-year continuum that is Arm. It's the next phase in our story. You know, it was exciting that first mobile phone that popped out with an Arm chip. It was exciting when we first announced Neoverse and got in the data center. And yes, we're selling silicon now, but it's really just an extension of the sort of legacy that we've kind of put forward.
And you presented a roadmap, and so it's not just a one-off. 2027, I think going up to 2030. But like, there's no detail right now. But I'm guessing it'll just be more transistors.
We're going to focus on the things that matter, right? So it's going to be about performance, it's going to be about scalability, and it's going to be about efficiency, without compromising any of those three. Too many of the solutions in the market today, specifically from some of the legacy vendors, are you know they don't focus on all three at the same time. They optimize one and sacrifice the others. And what we're going to be focused on is optimizing for all three.
Well, the ecosystem is itching for a party now, so I'm going to, on that note, we'll leave that. But thank you, Mohamed, very much, and good luck with everything.
Thank you so much, Nitin.
Thank you.
Thank you.